I really think that if you carefully review the thousands of studies published on soy, you too would reach the conclusion that any possible benefits of consuming soy are far outweighed by the well-documented risks. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not against all forms of soy. And I also think that properly fermented products like natto and tempeh have been consumed for centuries and do not wreak havoc in your body like unfermented soy products do. You can take this for example, the enzyme nattokinase, derived from natto, is a safer, more powerful option than aspirin to dissolve blood clots, and has been used safely for more than 2 decades. But, unfortunately, the real and ugly truth is that many Americans still believe that unfermented and processed soy products like soy milk, soy cheese, soy burgers and soy ice cream are good for them. 85% of consumers believe the lies about soy. Yes, more than 85% of all consumers actually believe the lies about soy. The rise of soy as a health food is in large part due to highly successful marketing to otherwise health-conscious Americans who set the trend. According to the survey Consumer Attitudes About Nutrition 2008 by the United Soybean Board, 85% of consumers now perceive soy products as healthy. The survey also found that consumers rank soybean oil among the top 3 healthy oils, with 70% recognizing soy oil as a healthy oil, and depend on soybean oil, commonly sold as vegetable oil, as one of their 2 most frequent cooking oils. To be honest with you, I think that this is a tragic case of shrewd marketing of misinformation and outright lies taking root among the masses, which will likely take some time to undo. And, ever since the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved a health claim for soy foods in 1999, which said diets low in saturated fat and cholesterol that include 25 grams of soy protein a day may reduce the risk of heart disease, soy sales have skyrocketed. In the years between 2000 and 2007, food manufacturers in the U.S. introduced over 2,700 new foods with soy as an ingredient, including 161 new products introduced in 2007 alone. You'll be shocked when we tell you that this has resulted in a booming multi-billion-dollar business. From 1992 to 2007, soy food sales increased from a paltry $300 million to nearly $4 billion, according to the Soy Foods Association of North America. Today's high-tech processing methods not only fail to remove the anti-nutrients and toxins that are naturally present in soybeans but leave toxic and carcinogenic residues created by the high temperatures, high-pressure, alkali and acid baths and petroleum solvents to increase your risk of stroke, birth defects, and yes, heart disease. Other common health problems linked to a high soy diet include thyroid problems, including weight gain, lethargy, malaise, fatigue, hair loss, and loss of libido. Premature puberty and other developmental problems in babies, children and adolescents, cancer, brain damage, reproductive disorders, kidney stones. Weakened immune system, severe, potentially fatal food allergies. And we all know that, unfortunately, most soy, perhaps about 80% or more, is also genetically modified, which adds its own batch of health concerns. Despite these findings, many people still want to believe the hype, thinking that these studies must somehow be wrong. But the content of soy itself should be a clue. For example, non-fermented soy products contain phytoestrogens, isoflavones, genistein and daidzein, which mimic and sometimes block the hormone estrogen. Phytates, which block your body's uptake of minerals. Enzyme inhibitors, which hinder protein digestion. Hemagglutinin, which causes red blood cells to clump together and inhibits oxygen take-up and growth. High amounts of omega-6 fat, which is pro-inflammatory. You're consuming soy whether you're buying soy products or not. Well, even if you stop consuming high amounts of soy milk, slabs of tofu, and other soy snacks, you are still consuming soy if you're eating processed food in the form of soybean oil and lecithin. So depending on your dietary habits, your unfermented soy consumption could really add up. The famous Dr. Joseph Hibbeln, at the National Institutes of Health estimates that soybeans, usually in the form of oil, account for 10% of the average person's total calories in the United States. When you consider that 90% of the money Americans spend on food goes toward processed food, this amount of accidental soy intake is not surprising. And this is extremely important for you to remember: moderation is key. If I thought there were any significant health risks from consuming this small amount of soy oil, then I would not personally take 2 a day, which I do. I do however avoid all processed forms of soy products, and severely limit my intake of other unfermented soy, which is easy to do by simply avoiding processed and fast foods. Which soy foods do have health benefits? First, you should know that the few types of soy that are healthy are all fermented varieties. After a long fermentation process, the phytic acid and antinutrient levels of the soybeans are reduced, and their beneficial properties, such as the creation of natural probiotics, become available to your digestive system. And, you should also know that the fermentation process greatly reduces the levels of dangerous isoflavones, which are similar to estrogen in their chemical structure, and can interfere with the action of your own estrogen production. So if you want to eat soy that is actually good for you, following are all healthy options. Natto are fermented soybeans with a sticky texture and strong, cheese-like flavor. Natto is loaded with nattokinase, a very powerful blood thinner. Natto is actually a food I eat regularly, as it is the highest source of vitamin K2 on the planet and has a very powerful and beneficial bacterium, Bacillus subtilis. It can usually be found in any Asian grocery store. Tempeh is a fermented soybean cake with a firm texture and nutty, mushroom-like flavor. Miso is a fermented soybean paste with a salty, buttery texture commonly used in miso soup. Soy sauce, we all know what's soy sauce, right? Well, traditionally, soy sauce is made by fermenting soybeans, salt and enzymes. However, be wary because many varieties on the market are made artificially using a chemical process.